In this video, I'll show you how to use n8n and the Home Assistant MCP Server to build automation. It's a workflow where the moment your last family member leaves, if any specified devices like lights or plugs are still on, it tasks an AI to shut them all down, helping you save energy. Alright, first things first, let's set up the bridge that makes this all possible. Over in Home Assistant, go to your Devices and Services, click Add Integration, and search for MCP. Now, this is critical. You'll see two options. You need to install the MCP server, not the client. The server is what allows n8n's MCP client to connect and give commands. Don't get them mixed up. With our server ready, let's jump into n8n and start building the workflow. The first node is our entry point, the webhook. Think of it as our automation's dedicated signal receiver. Its only job is to generate a unique URL. For its configuration, we set the HTTP method to post and give it a custom path, off. When our last person leaves home automation in Home Assistant gets triggered, it sends a signal to this address, which in turn starts our entire n8n workflow. Okay, the webhook has just received the everyone's away signal. The first thing our workflow does is run the Get Many States node. Its purpose is to query Home Assistant and get the current status of all your devices. Its configuration is simple. Resource is state, operation is get all, and make sure return all is enabled. With just these settings, it pulls a complete list of every single entity you have, every light, switch, and sensor along with its current state. This massive list is the raw material we're about to filter. Now, a common mistake here would be to feed this giant, messy list directly to an AI. That's inefficient. An AI's job is to make decisions, not to do basic sorting, so we're going to clean up the data first. This is where the if nodes come in. Let's start with the first one, configured to find our lights. The if node is a conditional filter. Its job is to look at every single device and see if it meets our rules. We've set up two conditions that both must be true. First, the entity ID must contain the word light. Second, the state must equal on. Any device that is a light and is currently on will pass through the true exit. Everything else is discarded. We'll use another identical if node in parallel to do the exact same thing for our plugs. This is how we build our initial list of forgotten devices. Alright, so our two if nodes have done their job. One has filtered out the lights, the other has filtered out the plugs. Now we have two separate streams of data. This brings us to the merge node. Its function is to combine these streams back into one. In its configuration, the most important setting is the mode, which we've set to append. As the description says, this will output items of each input, one after the other. So it will output all the lights and then all the plugs. We set the number of inputs to 2 since we're merging our two streams. By connecting the true outputs from both if nodes here, the merge node gives us one final unified list of all the devices that need to be turned off. Now, this clean list is ready to be handed to our AI commander, the AI agent. Its job is to take that list of forgotten devices and, for each one, figure out the correct way to turn it off and then actually execute the command. Its core configuration is a collaboration of three key parts. First is the system message in the prompt. This is the critical instruction where we tell the AI, you are an advanced home automation assistant. You must use the Home Assistant MCP tool to perform any actions. This forces the AI to actually use the tool we provide. Next is the prompt itself. For each device from our list, we give the AI a simple command, like please turn off this device, living room light. Then we attach the two components that give the AI its power, the DeepSeek chat model as its brain and the MCP client tool. Now let's look closer at the MCP client node setup because this gives the AI the ability to control Home Assistant. First, in the endpoint URL, enter the exact address of your Home Assistant's MCP Server API. Right below that, under Server Transport, you must select HTTPS Streamable. This is a critical setting that ensures the AI agent can maintain a proper streaming connection. Next, under Authentication, select Header Auth. And finally, in the Credentials section, create a new credential, add a header named Authorization, and the value will be bearer followed by your Home Assistant long-lived access token. So, the process is simple. The merge node hands a forgotten light to the AI agent. The AI reads our prompt and, following its core instructions, uses the fully configured MCP client tool to send the correct turn off command to Home Assistant. It will do this automatically for every single device in the list. And just like that, our n8n workflow is done. You can activate it and it will be live. But we're not quite finished. We still need to create a simple automation back in Home Assistant to actually trigger it. First, you need to set up your family members as a group. In Home Assistant, go to Settings, People, Add Person. Fill in the details and, importantly, link each person to a device tracker. This device's location will determine that person's state. Once everyone's set up, you'll need to create a group in your configuration file that includes all these people. You'll also need to create a REST command and paste the Webhook production URL from your n8n workflow into it. This is what the automation will call. With all that prepared, we can create the final automation. The trigger will be the group you created changing its state from home to not home. This only happens when the very last person's device leaves the home zone. The action is simple. Call the REST command you just created. And now when you leave the house with all your devices, the Home Assistant automation will trigger, the n8n workflow will run, and any devices you left on will be automatically turned off. I've bundled everything from this build into a guide for you. You can find that link waiting in the description. I'm always looking for new ideas, so share what you'd like to build together in the comments. Every like and subscribe truly helps the channel expand. Thanks for watching!